The circuit has rubbered in with practice, but this is still going to be a difficult session for our drivers as they fight for pole position. Welcome to qualifying here in Azerbaijan.
Yes, hello everyone and welcome back to my F1 2018 career mode here today around Azerbaijan. Here starting our qualifying session, and hopefully we can carry on from last episode. If you haven't seen last episode, go check it out. I highly recommend you check it out because there is a surprising result in that episode. So hopefully we can do the same here as we go faster than Q1, but obviously that's we're very early on in the session. As you can see there, we then finish in P10 and P12. So not bad there from myself and Alonso. Leclerc doing quite well there as well. The usual suspects then going out in Q1. I mean, Marcus Ericsson getting a 5-place grid penalty there, even though he's starting last. I don't know why that is. He must have blocked someone or, I don't know, hit someone or something. I don't know. But moving on to Q2 then. Now, we might have an issue with going down this long straight because the Renault engine is just awful. I know I've upgraded it, but it's still awful in a straight line. So we might have an issue with that because the Mercedes and the Ferrari powered engine cars just fly past us anyway, even with an engine upgrade. So I don't know what will happen there. But we go P3 at the minute in Q2, and we actually managed to get through to Q3 as well. So and Alonso as well. So we're actually doing quite well. The two Renaults there going out, and a Haas as well, a Grosjean going out as well. So and Ocon as well. I mean Ocon going out, that's a bit of a surprise, seeming as Perez is in 7th. Obviously the usual top 6 there are all in qualifying 3, as you'd expect. But me and Alonso are both in Q3, so that's good for the team. Now moving on to our Q3 runs. We are just about to start our flying lap now, and hopefully we can get a good position. I mean, I'm hoping for maybe a 6th or a 7th, something like that. Or maybe, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter where we place because we're in the top 10. But you know what I mean. So coming across the line then to finish our first lap in Q3, we go 7th, just behind Sergio Perez, so that's not bad. And moving on to the end of the session then, we actually qualify in P8. So it's not bad, considering the long straight that we have. That's not bad. Alonso is right behind me as well, so hopefully we can have a good race tomorrow. The other, obviously on pole, is Hamilton, and then we've got Raikkonen and Vettel separated by 3 tenths, and then there's a further 8 tenths back to Bottas. So Bottas is having an absolute shocker this weekend. I don't know what he's doing. So hopefully we can have a good race. I mean, I'm hoping for more points, if I'm honest. I've also chosen a new rival as well in Sergio Perez. I did that in practice. Because obviously, if you don't know, I did mention it in the last episode. From this episode onwards, I'm not going to be showing the practice. Because it's just the same thing over and over and over again. And it doesn't really change in a race. So I'm just going to skip practice altogether. I'm just going to have qualifying in the race in an episode. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and see if we can get some points in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
That was a good qualifying performance.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk briefly about Daniel Ricciardo. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be, it's about effective damage limitation.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Max Verstappen and Perez, Williams, Alonso, Magnussen and Roman Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Charles Leclerc and Ocon, Ricciardo, they've taken a grid penalty, Hartley, Lance Stroll and Sergei Sorokin, Ericsson and Pierre Gasly rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
You should have some space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
I will certainly try and keep it tidy, Jeff, considering we got a podium in the last Grand Prix. But there's the race strategy then. It's a two-stop strategy, going from the Ultras to the Supers to the Supers. So it should be a simple two-stop strategy. So hopefully we can get a solid haul of points again here today. But who knows what could happen. I mean, Alonso might get a solid haul of points again today. But as we wait for the 5 red lights, then we've got the 5 red lights coming on now. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. So that's out, and when we go here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, we've got off to a relatively good start. Alonso's got off to a flyer on our left-hand side as we now dive down into turn 1. We go round the outside of Sergio Perez, and he's still there, so we're going to stick it down the outside. I mean, we brake early because of Max Verstappen, so he's dived it down the inside of Max Verstappen, and now Sergio Perez is battling with Max Verstappen here. Who's going to come out on top? It's probably Verstappen. I mean, probably Perez because he's got a Mercedes engine, but now we're getting involved here with Slipstream. We're going to dive down the inside of Sergio Perez, maybe? No, he's closed the door. He's left the door open a little bit there on the exit. Now we're going to round the outside of this corner here. He squeezes a little bit towards the wall. We're going to go around the outside of Sergio Perez, and that is us up into P5 in this Grand Prix. And what a start that was. I mean, I wasn't expecting to be battling Max Verstappen off the start, so that's good for me. But moving on to the end of lap 1 then, we have, of course, the dreaded long straight. So this is going to be fun to watch as we now put it up into overtake mode, which, I mean, there's just no point, is there, to be honest. There is just really no point in battling that force injury, if I'm honest, because it's just so quick in a straight line. I mean, I don't even know if I can re-overtake him, to be honest. I probably can't. But we've gone into the back of him there. We've broken our front wing, unfortunately. He took a really weird line into that corner, and I don't know what he was doing. So, yeah, that happened. But now we have Max Verstappen trying to overtake us now, coming down into the 3rd corner, is it? I can't remember. But he's going to try and go around the outside. We block it off, and we successfully defend from Max Verstappen. Moving on to the end of lap 2 then, we are here again. Yes, it's this part of the circuit once again, as we now have Max Verstappen storming past us, and then our teammate as well. But we are coming into the pit lane, so that's why I've put it down into lean and all that, so try and change our front wing, and hopefully we can get the pace back that we had at the beginning of the Grand Prix, because, I mean, we were quick at the beginning of the Grand Prix. I mean, we managed to get it in 5th, so it's not bad, but as soon as I broke that front wing, all the pace just went, if I'm honest, so that's why I pit. So, yeah, that's one of the issues. But coming out of the pit lane then, in stone dead last, as you'd expect from the early starts of the race, and now we are coming out of the pit lane and trying to catch everyone else, so hopefully we can do that. So yeah, we should have the pace to catch everyone else, as we now have Brendan Hartley in front of us here, and look how much we catch up into the braking zone. I mean, it's ridiculous, if I'm honest. So yeah, we're now going to try and overtake Brendan Hartley then, in an unorthodox overtaking position, I will admit. So yeah, down the inside of Brendan Hartley, and that is us now up into P17. So we're slowly making our way up the field. Obviously, other cars have pit and all that. So yeah, there's now a huge train in front of us, including our teammate. So he hasn't jumped us by much, if I'm honest. But we're now coming down this the second straight, and we're going to go down the inside of Pierre Gasly. Oh yes, we are. We almost hit the back of our teammate there, and that could have been costly. We now go side by side with Magnussen, and we almost go into the back of our teammate once again. I don't know what we're doing, but we managed to go around the outside of Magnussen as well, and that is now us up into P15. So obviously, you know, we're going to be jumped by people that were behind us before because of our front wing change. So you know, it's all right. But we can now dive. I mean, that was a bit of an unorthodox overtake, if I'm honest. But we're now going side by side with our teammate here. We're going to go around the outside here, down the inside here, maybe into this corner as we take too much curb. And unfortunately, the car loses its rear end, and we have to stay behind Alonso for now. Moving on to the end of lap 8, then we have Carlos. It's not Carlos Sainz. It's Magnussen. Sorry, I don't know why I said Carlos Sainz. And we're getting boxed in here, but we've still managed to overtake our teammates somehow. I mean, that just shows how fast the Ferrari engine is, if I'm honest. But we now still overtake our teammate, try and go down the inside of Magnussen. I drift around the apex of the corner, but unfortunately we don't manage to overtake Magnussen, which is a bit annoying. But hey, what can you do when he has a Ferrari engine? Moving on to lap 9 of the Grand Prix, then we now have Alonso right behind us once again. So he's obviously going to try and overtake us using DRS down this back straight. He's somehow got more power than me. I don't know how that works. Obviously he's got DRS as well, so that's probably why he's overtaking me. But we now stick behind him here into this section, and now we are going to get DRS as well, I think. Is there a DRS detection zone? Yes, there is. So we're now going to get DRS on him, and hopefully we can go down the inside of him into this corner, because you know I'd really want to. I don't want to be outraced by my teammate. As much as I like him, I don't want to be outraced by him. So we go around the outside of Alonso, and that is us back ahead of Alonso into 15th place once again. So obviously a lot of people haven't made their pit stops yet. We now have Sergei Sorokin in front of us here, and this should be an easy overtake because it's a Williams. So hopefully we can do this, and we need DRS to help us get past him because he has a Mercedes engine. But we eventually get past him, and a load of people have pit as well, I think. So that'll be us now up into P14. So people haven't pit yet. I apologise. Moving on to lap 12 of the Grand Prix, then we have a load of people in the pit lane, I think. Yes, we do. And we also have a yellow flag up ahead, and Max Verstappen is out of the race. I mean, I never saw that coming, as we just about come out ahead of Carlos Sainz. So that's important for us. As we now cut on to the end of lap 13, then we run a bit wide, get a poor exit out of there, and we now have Carlos Sainz right behind us. He's going to use his slipstream to try and overtake us down this back straight, and hopefully we can stay ahead of him. And but he's made contact with us, and we're out. We're out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Here it is on board with Carlos Sainz. I left him plenty of room, and I don't know why he did that. So we are out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, unfortunately.
So another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. So how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I think I'm going to give it to Daniel Ricciardo. He's come through the field so well today, you know, well deserved.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
So the final race classification then is Lewis Hamilton wins from Vettel, Bottas, Raikkonen, Hülkenberg, Sainz, who got a 5-second time penalty, which I feel is not enough, to be honest, because I left him plenty of room and he just swiped me. Ricciardo, Leclerc getting points for Sauber there, and Perez and Ocon round out the points. Magnussen just outside the points, and Alonso as well, which is unfortunate because he was the lone McLaren driver for a lot of that race. Stroll, Ericsson, Grosjean, Gasly, Sirotkin, Hartley, and then all the DNFers, which is me and Verstappen. So that's not the best of race, to be honest. I don't know what Sainz was doing. I mean, I left him plenty of room. You saw from his POV, I left him plenty of room. So yeah, I don't know what he was doing, to be honest. And a 5-second time penalty, in my opinion, not enough. Moving on to the driver standings, then we're still 4th. Obviously, with Verstappen retiring, he can't overtake us. Raikkonen there, slowly getting back into it. But the top 3, there are 10 points in the top 3. I think that's 10 points anyway. And in the constructors, McLaren are still 4th. So yeah, after that terrible race, let's go and have an interview with Claire, and let's see what she has to say.
Well, things didn't really go your way today. Tell us what happened.
You had a bit of contact today. Who was at fault there? That crash looked pretty serious. Can you walk me through what happened? You had a few bumps and scrapes today. Who would you say is at fault?
Great, well that's everything.
Now, I don't understand with that last answer why the Toro Rosso rep would decrease, even though it was Carlos Sainz. Like, they do know he's still not there. I don't know why that happened, to be honest. I think it might have been for the contact with Hartley that I had earlier that I was warned about. I don't know. So we get an extra 400 resource points there for completing a clean race that we didn't finish. That's weird. So we lose a little bit of rep with all the teams, obviously, when you crash out. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Obviously, it's a bit different from the last one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please do leave a like and a comment and subscribe for more. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.